Welcome to a deep dive into one of the most powerful yet misunderstood tools in Stoic philosophy, a practice known as negative visualization. For centuries, this technique has been dismissed by those seeking only positive affirmations and constant optimism, yet it holds the key to profound resilience and gratitude. It is not about dwelling on misery or predicting disaster for its own sake. Rather, it is a deliberate mental exercise designed to strip away our complacency and force us to see the fragility of our current circumstances. By imagining the loss of what we hold dear, we do not invite fear, we invite appreciation. We learn that by anticipating the worst-case scenario in our minds, we prepare ourselves emotionally for when it might happen, thereby reducing the shock and devastation when life inevitably shifts. The origins of this practice can be traced back to the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who recorded his own nightly reflections in his personal journal, known as meditations. In one of his entries, he describes a method where he would imagine himself stripped of all his possessions, his health, and even his reputation. He visualized being cast out from society or dying suddenly. At first glance, this sounds terrifying, but the intent was never to induce panic. The goal was to create a sense of urgency in living. When we take our lives for granted because they seem secure, we stop truly experiencing them. We scroll through our days on autopilot, missing the beauty of the morning light or the warmth of a conversation because we assume it will always be there. Negative visualization acts as a mental alarm clock, waking us up from this complacency and reminding us that everything is temporary. Consider the concept of the memento mori, which translates to remember death. This is closely related to negative visualization, but while memento mori focuses on the end of life itself, negative visualization focuses on the loss of specific things within our lives before we even reach that final point. Marcus Aurelius would imagine himself without his toga, without his books, and without his friends. He did this not to despair over these losses, but to realize how much he valued them while they were still present. By mentally simulating their absence, the value of their presence becomes undeniable. It is a way of saying to ourselves, if I cannot have this tomorrow, then I must cherish it today. This shift in perspective transforms our relationship with material goods, relationships, and even our own bodies. We begin to see them not as guaranteed entitlements, but as precious gifts that require active maintenance and gratitude. The practice also serves as a shield against the emotional turbulence of life. When we know how to imagine losing something, we are less likely to be shattered when we actually do lose it. Think of it like mental inoculation. If you have never imagined falling from a height, the moment you stumble might send you into a spiral of terror. But if you have mentally rehearsed the fall and prepared your mind for the impact, the actual event feels manageable rather than catastrophic. Seneca, another pillar of Stoic thought, suggested that we should visit the grave or imagine ourselves in a state of poverty regularly. He argued that by experiencing these scenarios in our imagination, we become accustomed to them and lose their power to disturb us. When we face the reality of grief or financial hardship without having prepared for it mentally, we suffer double, once from the event itself and again from the surprise of it. Negative visualization removes the element of surprise, allowing us to respond with clarity rather than chaos. However, there is a common misconception that this practice is about pessimism. It is not. Pessimism is a passive state where one expects bad things to happen without taking action or finding meaning in the present. Negative visualization is an active engagement with reality that seeks to enhance joy by contrasting it with its potential absence. It is the difference between fearing the dark and appreciating the light. When you truly understand how fragile your current situation is, every small pleasure becomes amplified. The taste of a meal, the comfort of a bed, the presence of a loved one in the room, these are no longer taken for granted because you have mentally walked through the scenario where they are gone. This heightened awareness creates a depth of gratitude that superficial positivity never can achieve. Let us explore how this might look in a modern context. Imagine you are sitting in your home, comfortable and safe. Instead of scrolling through social media or watching endless entertainment, You close your eyes and visualize the house emptying out. You see yourself walking through rooms that are now silent, realizing that the silence is not peaceful, but heavy with absence. You feel the weight of no longer being able to share stories with family members or host friends. In that moment of imagined loss, a surge of emotion arises, a mix of sadness and relief at having it all right now. This emotional response is the fuel for gratitude. You open your eyes, look around your room, and realize that this safety is not permanent. The realization sparks a desire to connect with those you love before the day ends. It changes the way you interact with them, making every interaction more meaningful because you know it could be the last. Another angle to consider is the application of negative visualization to our own health and physical body. We often treat our bodies as machines that will run indefinitely without maintenance, ignoring warning signs until they become critical. By visualizing a time when we are no longer able to walk, breathe deeply, or perform simple tasks, we gain a profound respect for our vitality. This does not mean we live in fear of illness, but rather that we take our health seriously as a finite resource. We might choose to exercise with more vigor, eat with more intention, and rest when we are tired, not because we want to, but because we understand the value of what we have. The practice turns us into better stewards of our own lives, recognizing that our physical vessel is the vessel through which we experience everything else. The philosophical underpinning of this exercise lies in the Stoic acceptance of impermanence. The universe is in a constant state of flux, and nothing stays exactly as it is for long. To fight against this natural order is to invite suffering. Negative visualization is a tool that aligns us with the flow of nature rather than resisting it. It teaches us that loss is not an anomaly, but a fundamental part of existence. By accepting this truth intellectually and emotionally through repeated practice, we reduce the friction between our expectations and reality. We stop expecting permanence in a transient world and find peace in the present moment. This acceptance does not lead to apathy, quite the opposite. It leads to a vibrant engagement with life, because we know that every moment is unique and fleeting. As you integrate this practice into your daily routine, start small. Spend a few minutes each day imagining a specific thing you value, perhaps your job, your home, or a close relationship, and then visualize losing it. Feel the emotions that arise without judgment. Allow yourself to sit with the discomfort of that imagined loss until you feel a sense of gratitude wash over you for having it now. Over time, this habit will reshape your mindset, making you less reactive to setbacks and more appreciative of blessings. You will find that life becomes richer and more textured because you are no longer blind to its fragility. The art of negative visualization is ultimately an art of loving the present moment with full awareness, knowing that it could be taken away at any time, which makes it all the more precious. In the end, this ancient wisdom offers a path to freedom from anxiety and a deep wellspring of contentment. It reminds us that we are not defined by our possessions or our status, but by how we respond to change. By regularly practicing negative visualization, we build a fortress in our minds that can withstand the storms of life. We learn to find joy not in what we have accumulated, but in what we have experienced and shared while it lasted. It is a powerful reminder that the only true wealth is the awareness we bring to the now, knowing that tomorrow brings uncertainty, and thus today must be lived with intention and heart. If this gave you something to sit with today, consider subscribing. There's more wisdom like this ahead. Thank you for watching.